You should have out page 87 of your workbook. Make sure your name and number get on both sides of that. Don't put your journal all the way away. We're going to be using it, but you can put it to the side for now. What I want to do actually is begin on page 88. So you're going to take it and flip it over and turn to page 88. Make sure your name and number is in the top area, top right area in the green box. What we're going to do really quickly is we're just going to solve these problems mentally, okay? So look at number 13. It says solve the problem pairs. What is 1/3 of 18? All you have to think about is a fact family, okay? 1/3 of 18. You should just know this by now because if it's a unit fraction, you just have to go, okay, there's going to be an 18 in that and there's going to be a 3. So who's missing? How did I get from 3 to 18? I times by 6. 6 wholes is the price of one, or not the price, it's the equivalent to 1 unit fraction. So it would mean 6 is 1/3 of 18 because it's a 1. If you are confused by that, just go, okay, I always take that number and I times it by the numerator. And what is 6 times 1? It's just 6. Now I want you to use your head, okay? If 1/3 of 18 is 6, what is 2/3 of 18? 12. You're just adding 6 more. You're doing another group of 6. That's how you do this. Let's look at 14. Who is missing? I just kind of am going to circle them like this. Who's missing from that fact family? 4 and 32. How did you get there from 4 to 32? You times by 8, right? So 8 is who's missing. So then you multiply 8 by the 1 and you get 8. Then you're going to use your head. If 8 is 1/4, what is 3/4? So you have to do 8 and 8 and 8, which would be 24. Let's just go to number 16. Who is missing from this fact family? I want you to circle it like that. Pretend it's a fact family. Who's missing? 7's missing. So you can put a 7 over here by the 1. Show me the arrow. 7 times 1 is 7. So 7 is 1/6. How many is 5/6? So you do 7 5 different times, or 7 times 5, which would be 35. Okay, let's try number 15. 1/9 of 27. How did you get from 9 to 27? Times by 3. And it's a unit fraction, so I know it's just 3. But what if I'm asking for 4/9? So you don't just circle 3, you'd be circling 4 groups of 3, which is 12. That should be pretty quick. Number 17. Which expression does not have the same value as the others? 2/3 times 21. Okay, 2/3 times 21. 21/3 plus 21/3. What do you think about that? We'll look back at that one. 1/3 of 21 plus another third of 21. Those two definitely are the same. So far, we'll put a smiley face at the first one, smiley face on the second one. You're going to have to determine which one of these does not belong. 21/3 plus 21/3. Do you know what that would be? Think about it. It would be, you keep the denominator the same, be thirds, and 21 and 21 make 42. 42/3, and then you would simplify all of it. But just think about it right here. 21/3 plus 21/3 is the same as this. 21/3 plus 21/3. So that one is the same. Let's just prove that this one is not like the others. 2/3 plus 21. Think about this. I have 21 candy bars, and then Sarah gave me 2/3 of one. So how many candy bars do I have now? 21 and 2/3. That is not the same as multiplying. Okay, should we just quickly find out what 2/3 of 21 is? It'd be easy. Here we go. They're in the same fact family, those two. How did I get from 3 to 21? I times by 7, and 7 times 2 is 14. Is 14 the same as 21 and 2/3? No, it's not. That's why it works. Okay, look at number 18. It says, which building is the tallest? Which is the shortest? How do you know? So we're using this graph right here. So we have the bank, and the bank just says N. We have a bus station, which is a piece of N. So it's a fraction of the bank. So it's smaller. We have a sports shops, which is also a fraction of the bank. It's a bigger fraction, though. So far, the bank is the biggest, then the sports shop, then the bus station. What about this one? 6 holes times the bank. Oh, 6 times that amount. So hotel is number 1. It's the biggest. Then the bank, then the bigger fraction times, and then the bus. So which building is the tallest and which is the shortest? The tallest building is the, what did we say? The hotel. That makes sense, right? We'll say because it is 6 times taller than the bank. Okay? And which is the shortest? Let's look. Which one has the tiniest fraction of the bank? The bus station. Shortest is the bus station. Period. It is only, we'll have to write small, 1/6 of the bank. Okay, so now they're going to give us numbers to plug in. They're going to say, okay, suppose the bus station is 2 stories tall. So they're going to say, if this one's 2, how many stories does the sports shop have? If 1/6 of n is 2, then what is 5/6 of n? It doesn't matter what n is. You can still figure this out. Think about it. If 1/6, or the group I was circling groups of 2, then how many would it be if I circled 5 groups of 2? It's actually pretty easy. It's 10. What about the bank? The bank. If one piece of it was 2, how would I get to a whole piece right here? I would need 6/6. So now think about it. If 1/6 was 2, how many would 6/6 be? If I circled all the pieces, remember there's groups of 2, I circled 6 groups of 2, I'd get 12. Pretty cool. Now they want me to plug in a different number. Goodness, I better erase all these. Suppose the bus station is 2. So now they're telling us that the bus is 2. Oh, I already did that one. I'm so sorry. Let me read it again. I'm here. Suppose the bank is 5. So now they're telling me this one is 5. You can totally do this. We are so good at solving these kind of problems. So if the bank is 5, how many stories tall is the hotel? Oh, that's so easy. You just plug it in. If the bank is n and n is 5, then you're just doing 6 times 5, which is 30. Okay? But now they want you to change it again. Suppose the hotel is 36. So you got to erase your old numbers. This is so easy, though, and it's so fun to plug it in. So now they're saying the hotel, the tallest one, is 36. Okay? How many does the bank have? Remember, 36 was 6 times as big as n. So you work backwards. What's 36 divided by 6? That will give you n. 36 divided by 6, we're just going to write it like this. 36 divided by 6 equals 6. So the bank is 6. What about the bus station? Bus station. 1/6 of n. And what was n? 6. 1/6 of 6. So it looks like this. 1/6 of 6. Think about that for a minute. If you need to put it in a fact family, you can. This is a really interesting one to solve. 6 is the product. 6 is the denominator. And you have to ask yourself, how did I get from 6 to 6? Not what is 6 times 6? No, 6 is the product. How did I get from 6 to 6? I times by 1. So 1 is the 1/6 right here. So the bus would be 1 story. And now I'm trying to find the sport shop. Okay, so I'm just going to actually leave it right here. How did I get? Because I'm looking for 5, 6 now. So you take 6 and 6, you put them in here again. How did I get from 6 to 6? I times by 1. And 1 times 5. Because I'm not just asking for 1/6 like I was up here. I'm asking for 5 groups of those 1. So how did I get, what is 1 times 5? 5. And really quick, let's check for understanding. What is 1/3 of 24? It's a unit fraction, so all you have to do is think about who's missing from that fact family. How did I get from 3 to 24? I times by 8. So if 1/3 of 24 is 8, then what is 2/3 of 24? It's 16. You should just know that because you circled another group of 8. If you didn't know that, you could just do this. How did I get from 3 to 24? I times by 8. And now I take that missing number 8 and I multiply it by the numerator and I would get 16. So totally possible to do that. Totally possible. All right, everybody. Page 88 was so fun. I love it so much. Will you flip it to page 87? On page 87, we're going to be going over these story problems, but you'll have to catch it in the next video.